Hello friends, we are back with feminism. This is our fifth lecture and second wave. Three things happened. There is more things happened, but three things happened as far as we are concerned. The first one of some bearing on feminism and feminist movement. First one is the Second World War. Second World War II. World War II. In Second World War. The second point was a book published in 1963 by Betty Friedan, The Feminine Mystic. The Feminine Mystic. 1963, and the period second wave liberal and radical is 1960 to 1980. This is the period of feminist activity, second wave feminist activity. Yes. The second is the Feminine Mystic, published in 1963 by Betty Friedan, author. Betty Friedan. The third is a movement by some 200 radical feminists. That is, they are known as the New York radical women against Miss America beauty contest in 1969. So that is the activism actually. This one of course is academic activism. The other is revolutionary researches. So the Miss America contest, that is the 42nd pageant, and that is the New York radical women, about 200 of them. They rushed to the place with banners and slogans and so on. And they threw the products specially meant for, it was actually against objectification of women, beauty contest. So products specially manufactured and used by women, such as lipstick, high-heeled shoes and slippers, and other things, many other things. They threw into a can, and that's known as the Freedom Trash Can. Freedom Trash. Trash means worthless can. The Freedom Trash Can. So these are the three major events during this period of feminist activity and thought. And this period is second wave feminism. So once again we will make the points to remember. First is World War II. Second is Feminine Mystic, a book, a ground-breaking, a path-breaking, a revolutionary book. By the title of the book is The Feminine Mystic, and published. So the author is Betty Friedan. Now why is it a path-breaking, ground-breaking book, etc., that we will see this now. And another is a real activity, so to say. Something that is bordering on violence. See, of course there is no violence, that is all, but bordering on violence. So it's not very active. So some 200 women, they are known as New York radical women. They openly protested, that's the thing, protested against objectification of women, this by conducting Miss America beauty contest. That was, as I told you already, 42nd pageant, and as their protest to show their protest, they threw in a can, something like our drum, we can say, drum. So that is kerosene drum then you can see oil drums, something like that. And they threw all these products into that. See, lipstick and so on. So beauty making things, so you can say. Then there is two slogans, there are two groups. That is, one is liberal feminists and the other two groups. One is liberal feminists, liberal, and second is radical feminists, radical. Here it's not much difference except that radical feminists, they stood against all kinds of oppression. Liberal feminists also, but they, in a way, they try to redress their grievances by way of, say, coercion, lobbying, legal means and so on. That's all. The other one is direct. Like Bal Gangadhar Tilak said, freedom is my birthright. Like that. So this is, our body is ours. So there should be nobody to control us. So it is our right. Our choices are ours. There should be no interference. So freedom is my birthright. Like Bal Gangadhar Tilak said. So also, women, in the radical women said, our body is our own. So we have got the right to choose what we should do and what we should not do. So that's the difference. And there are two slogans also in this movement, means second wave. One is, that is by another great feminist writer. You can see, you might have come across the name Simone de Beauvoir. Simone de Beauvoir. That's name. Simone de French. B-A-U-V-O-I-R. Simone de Beauvoir. And the title of her book, again a very famous book, published in 1949. 1949. That is, the title, I suppose, no? You are very familiar with that. The Second Sex. The Second Sex. The Second Sex. That is the title of the book. So there is a statement made by her is that has become a slogan, so to say, and that is she is not born, but rather becomes a woman. That's the. She is not born. Sorry, not she, but one. Sorry. One is not born, not she. One is not born. One is not born, but rather becomes a woman. So it's a social construct. So it has many meanings. You can see that it's foregrounding many things, this statement. One is not born, but rather becomes a woman. It's a social construct, gender. That's about gender equality. Gender roles are social constructs, and therefore it can easily be dismantled. That's the meaning. So for example, women should behave in this way, women should take up only this kind of work, women should take up subjects like this, say home science and so on, nursing and so on. See? So these are gender roles. Women should satisfy themselves by sitting at home, looking after children, child-bearing and child-rearing, looking after the husband's needs and so on. These are gender roles. These gender roles are culturally created or socially created or products of patriarchy. Understand? So this can be easily dismantled. That's what. See, that is the meaning of. More than that, you can write about a 10-page essay on this. When you take up one by one the sufferings of women or the causes of their oppression, like the reproductive rights, divorce, domestic violence, equality in say gender, in society, in education, in workplace, in objectification, sexism, isn't it? And then you have got all kinds of oppression based on this. So you can say, so when you find the list of oppressions that women face, half of the population of the world they face, then it stands, it has got the meaning expands. Isn't it? We can expand the sentence like a Baconian sentence. Bacon says it like that. There are aphorisms, you know that. So here, one is not born but rather becomes a woman. That is about directly all about gender roles. All the gender roles are created by or made by or we get cooked up by or some other word is a kind of illusion created by culture, created by patriarchy and different forms of patriarchy. Understand? So this is one slogan we can say. Another was, I think you know about Miss, that is Carol Hansik. Carol Hansik, you have heard of the name? Carol Hansik. Carol Hansik, Coyle. Carol Hansik. So in her, the title of her essay, so you can say. Carol Hansik said, the title of his essay has become a slogan. Synonyms, that is a slogan synonymous with the second wave feminism. And also women's liberation movement. Both this. You know what the personal is political. That's the personal is political. The personal is political. That's the title of her essay. Political. That is. So these three, I mean, you can see the points that I have been now developing. I mean, I'm trying to tell you, I have not been developing anything, I am just narrating. And that is, first thing is, three things happen. Favoring or bearing a favorable impact on second wave feminism. And that is, first is the World War, second is Feminist Mystic, a groundbreaking book written by Betty Friedan, published in 1963, where she questions all the gender roles. So it's just created. So what is created? You should destroy all the oppressions. The source of all oppressions is this gender roles. So gender equality, it's true for gender equality. And then you have got another almost bordering on violence, that is an action. Action, what is that? Action filled. See, that is the freedom trash can against Miss America Beauty Contest. That is 1969. So these are the three things favorable. And then I told you about there are two groups of. In the second wave, you find two groups. In the first wave, you find only that suffragettes, that is people who stood for voting rights. That is especially in England and US. Okay. And then you have got the second is, you have got liberal and radicals. Liberals, they took the help of law, legal action. And radicals, street fight, you can say, Inkula, that is, Sindaba, that is. So in other words, you have got the radicals, their action. They are prone to action against oppression, all kinds of oppression. Understand? And then another area that you have to consider is, there are two slogans. One is not born but rather becomes a woman. That is by 1949 book. This is second wave is 1969, 60. But Betty Friedan's the feminist was really influenced by that are the foundation, so to say, of Betty Friedan's book, that is Simone de Beauvoir's The Second Sex. And then you have got Carol Hansik's essay, the title, The Personal is Political. Personal is political also here means is what you consider domestic violence? Oh, it's something that is personal between husband and wife. No, it has got a political origin. It is public, nothing like private. Understand? So it has to be discussed in public, and there should be some kind of reversal for this also. So that is you get the picture of this. And finally what happens is, there is a clamor for sisterhood, universal group, and so on. Sisterhood, universal group to solve the problems of women. Again, the problem remains this sisterhood and universal group, etc., confined to this activity was confined only to middle class white women. That is especially in England and in America and France, some other European countries. So it is a it was a European, or we can say a white women movement, not inclusive. So this is, you get a synopsis or a picture of the second wave movement. So let's take one by one and see. Many ideas also came. For example, one is gynocentrism. Gynocentrism means topics and discussions surrounding women only. Gynocentrism. This is a new concept that came up in the second wave of feminism. Another one is that there was a kind of thinking among many people that there's nothing like man, woman. Both are one. That one means both are one means this man, woman. In man you have woman, in woman you have man. After all, what distinguishes both these hormones? If you have more androgens, then you are a male. If you have got more estrogen, you are a female. And sometimes what happens, in the being may appear like a man, but he may be having female qualities, more female qualities. Or the same way, the other way also around, that is, the person may appear as a woman, but she may be having more male qualities, means depending on the hormone. So it's a continuum. Nothing like a man, woman, separate, and all those things. And now that is all geared to one thing. What is it? This gender roles. Destroy the gender roles. Destroy patriarchy. Destroy the bastille of feminism. And that is patriarchy we have seen. Understand? Alright. Then again we have got the poems now. In the wasteland you find Tiresias. Tiresias, the prophet, he had both experience of both the sexes. Maybe it's symbolic, but I think that this is happening in our day-to-day life. You will find people having experience of both the sexes. See? Or you can see now, there is another place in Shakespeare, Macbeth, Lady Macbeth says now, unsex me here. That means what is that? That desire to become a male. So, these things is probably it may confuse us, but there are such thinking in the society and in the culture, at least in culture of certain groups or certain people or in certain areas. So these ideas, new ideas came up during this second. Now coming back to this World War II, what is its impact? World War II, many women went out to work with men, say as typists, as nurses, as office clerks, as receptionists, as helpers, and so on. Now, therefore, what happened? The workplace atmosphere, ambience was relaxed. But men and women could work. Women could go out and work. So that idea got into the mind. But what happened is that anticlimax. What is the anticlimax? Immediately after the Second World War, all the women were sent back home. And their places were taken by men. So that is why, the period of the Second World War working country, I told you all the working countries, etc., etc. But then what happened is, there is a feeling among women. Already they tasted this outside life. And freedom from home, and hearth and home. Freedom from the shackles of their husband's control and that stuffy or stagnant atmosphere of home life. So they thought that, this is a good idea. But what happened is it's the anticlimax. So, this something that happened is there was a problem. The problem that has no name. This is what the feminine mystic discussed this problem. And this problem is titled like this, the problem that has no name. What is this problem? You already know, I think. What is this problem? That is, women came to know that they can also work outside homes with men without any problem. So when they were sent back, they all became gloomy. So the problem that has you don't know how to name the problem that has no name. So this is a kind of psychological situation. The problem that has no name. Understood? What is the problem that has no name? Second World War experience, and they are coming back home and again sitting back to square one. Problem as well. Understood? And then, as I told you, the second is that craving. That is the second wave of feminism. It's one of the, we can say, one of the points or one of the factors, so to say, that accelerated the second wave feminist activity between 1960 and 1980. That was an opportunity, a godsend opportunity for them to go out and work, but they were sent back. So that is the problem that is now named. Then second one I told you, the feminine mystic, it was a groundbreaking, path-breaking, revolutionary book that questioned all the gender roles. Understand? It's a very powerful one. So what happened is that, it's a landmark book, you can say, in history of feminism. See, they discussed the general unhappiness of American women, criticized the ideas that women could only find fulfillment through childbearing and homemaking. Criticized it. Questioned the traditional values and roles. In her book, she sought self-fulfillment for women. Most influential non-fiction book of the 20th century. If you are asked what is the title of the most influential non-fiction book in the 20th century, that is about feminism, that is, even at midnight, if this question is asked, you will get up and say that is The Feminine Mystic by B.T. Friedan. It was a path-breaking because of this. Understand? Then another one I told you, an essay written by Carl Hansik, that is about the personal is political. That is a slogan synonymous with second wave feminism and also women's liberation. Understand? And the third one already I have told you about all about that freedom trash can. So these three factors. First, Second World War. Second, Betty Friedan's book. Third, Carol Hansik essay, the personal is political. Understand? So these factors actually gave a big push, just as we say, a big hand in a big push to the feminist movement and feminist activities. The interesting thing about this is, why did Why did they stop, or why did they say goodbye to the, at a certain time, why did they take this interval, feminist activity? After the first wave, so first wave, it took about, 1960 now. It was 19, 20, 40 years gap. Of course, in between there are some activities were going on, but even then when it became active just 1960. Why? Because, why did they start the second? That's a point that you can ask, natural, isn't it? Yes. In an interview you can ask this question. I mean, and what will be the answer? Answer is this. That is, first wave, they thought, the feminists, they thought that everything will be alright provided we get the political rights or right to vote. But they found that nothing became alright. Again, as I said, back to square one. Patriarchy, with all its corrosive effects in society, especially women. See, that's the power of patriarchy was so corrosive. That's why if we use two phrases, if you borrow from Michel Foucault, that is, you will find that microphysics of power and capillaries of power. Microphysics of means it is there in every inch. He said, no, he's every inch a gentleman, like that. Patriarchy is every inch, every inch is corrosive. And capillaries of power, capillary, that is. Blood is taking circulation. So circulation of power through patriarchy, that has to be stopped. So what happened now? Here comes the next one, that is, and they found that all discourses are male. Even the literary canon is dominated by male domination. Everywhere you look around, you find only male domination. See, workplace, there is, we find discrimination. Discrimination in workplace, no equal pay, they cannot choose any job they want. Discrimination in education, discrimination, and sexism, so to say. There is violence and rape culture and things like that. Sexism is, one sex is superior to the other, and that is here it is male. This is what happened. Found microphysics of power, the capillaries of power, the corrosive effect of patriarchy. But when you come to the third wave, you will have another interpretation. That's a different story. So what happened? Two groups or two approaches you can say. One liberal, the other is radical, which we have already seen. Liberal, they took legal remedies. They went for legal remedies. But radicals, they went for say, revolutionary remedies. So they said, so patriarchy should go. The liberals said, within the structure of the society, without much change, we can manage. But the radicals said, no question of any remaining structures here. It should all go. You have to destroy it. That's the thing. Do away with inherently oppressive and dominating system. Patriarchy and capitalism, both are inherently oppressive. Inherently means within itself oppressive and also dominating. So the system must go. There has to be a change, I think. Spivak said, these are gendered subaltern, and the male dominated culture they consider as the other, or other. Gendered subaltern, proletariat. So what to do? There's no other way but to destroy this citadel of power. This citadel of power, that is patriarchy, must go. There's no question. See, you can't see that You can't, there is no way to keep this structure. Like, some people sometimes want vegans, to escape from the attacks of a municipality or panchayat or state, for example. What do? They keep the old structure. Keeping the old structure, they make it new. Understand? He said it's not possible. Lock, stock and barrel should go. You must have a new structure. That's what it is. So you can see from here, you have to uproot and reconstruct. That was the slogan. You uproot and reconstruct. And from here, you have got the new ideas came up, like sex positive feminism, sex negative feminism, pro-sex feminism. Pro-sex is sex positive feminism. See that? Then you have got this anarcha-feminism. You have heard of Susan Brown, another person. Susan Brown, another very important author to remember in this, that is anarcha-feminism. What is anarcha-feminism? Anarchy. Anarchy means destruction of all relationships. So she stood for anarcha-feminism. And anarcha-feminism means against all kinds of oppression and relationship and patriarchy. Brown said, anarchism is a political philosophy. Anarchism is a political philosophy. And what does it say? They opposed all relationships of power. Anarchy is a political philosophy. Opposes all relations of power. So it is inherently feminist. That's what she said. Susan Brown said like this. So you can say one more author. And then we have got another author also. Again, Catherine Murray Millett, known to us as Kate Millett. Kate Millett, she was a civil rights activist. She was a person who fought for peace, and also she was a feminist. Her famous book, Sexual Politics, of course it began as a PhD thesis, 1968. 69 it was published as Sexual Politics. So that again, there also is written, you have to destroy all kinds of power relations. So Susan Brown, and now we have got Kate Millett. So we have half a dozen authors in the second wave. We have the influence of 1949 book by Simone de Beauvoir, and her book, The Second Sex, influenced Betty Friedan. And Betty Friedan's book is The Feminine Mystic, that questioned all the gender roles. Then we have Carol Heinesig's The Personal is Political. The personal is political, that is a slogan, another author. And then we have got, who was the next person? Betty Friedan we saw. And we have got Susan Brown, and now you have got Kate Millett. So you have got half a dozen of this. Now all of them actually, by destroying gender roles, uprooting and reconstructing all these things, why? And also to have that movement called Freedom Trash Can. See? Why? What are they trying? What is their focus? What are they aiming at? What is the target? Target is oppression. And since you have two approaches, one is liberal, the other is radical. That's all. Now, therefore, what happened is, see, their aim was they should have freedom. My body is my own. My choices are my own. There should be nobody to interfere with that. That's it. Abortion is my choice. Getting married is my choice. To have children is my choice. Who are you to dictate this? Because I am the master of my body, so there shall be nobody to interfere. So you have got this, and the last one is very interesting, anarcha-feminism. That is anarchy, the ideas, the concepts of anarchy, you Through that you see feminist movement. What introduced those ideas here. And what is that? Destruction of all relations, power relations. And therefore it is inherently feminist. That is what Susan Brown says. And as I told you, finally you have got this sisterhood of women. Again, that is confined to this European women, white middle class European women, or universal group. There are such movements are there, but this thing I told you it's exclusive. Or they all had this essentialist view. Essentialism, essentialism. That is a fallacy, essentialism, which the feminist movement followed right from the very beginning. Essentialism means, simply put, you can say all women are like us. That means the leaders of the movement. They're least bothered about the other consideration. What we are going to see in the third wave, intersection. What is called intersectionality. Intersection means, of course, we will postpone our discussion of intersectionality for the third wave. For the time being, I think now I have made myself clear, giving a brief idea about what second wave means. Second wave, I don't want to repeat and waste your time again. So these are the new ideas. Gynocentrism, androgyny. Androgyny means man and woman, same. Estrogen, androgen. See, then you have got Tiresias, you have got Macbeth. See, certain ideas always you find like this, man in woman, woman in man. So it's all for what? That's the thing. It's all for destroying, uprooting, reconstructing the patriarchal dialogue, or we can say the culture created by patriarchy for domination of half of the world's population. So it must go. It has to go. So arms against a sea of troubles. That is the second wave feminism. You want to summarize the second world feminism, second wave feminism? Then you can use this, which I have quoted from Hamlet's "To be or not to be" soliloquy. Arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them to die, to sleep. Thank you for listening. I hope you have been following my lectures. We will see again with another dose of feminism in the next class. Till then, bye.